Okay, hello and welcome everyone. My name is Michal Gallagher. I work as a community engagement executive with Engineers Ireland, with a particular focus on the community of global engineers, that is, engineers who have come from overseas to work and practice their profession in Ireland. I'm delighted to be joined today by Sidra Mirza. Sidra is a engineer who hails from Pakistan and who's been working with us in the membership team on a large project. So I guess really excited to go through the process of joining Engineers Ireland using the verified international application process. And Sidra is going to be very graciously bring us through it. So Sidra, thanks again for going through this with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mihal. It's a great opportunity for me as well to get the degrees verified. So let's get started with it.
Okay, so if you want to click on the Digitary VIA, and this is actually on our Engineers Ireland website, we have a link off to the verified international application. So if you click on that, it will bring you to a portal which will open up with the Digitary service. And I guess what it's kind of talking about here is the fact that it's a great way to make sure that your credentials are secured in a shared in a secure fashion in a way that doesn't involve being there in person, because it's one thing that we're all very aware of in the COVID world, that we might not be in the office or it's very difficult to hand these things over. So yeah, this is a great landing page, and I guess it's very straightforward. Sidra, if you want to just scroll down a bit, and one of the very first things it's going to ask you about is what is the qualification that you want to get verified? And in this section, then you can simply enter in your qualifications from Pakistan, and it'll involve telling the Digitary VIA what your course and award was, from when until when that you studied your qualification, the country in which you got the qualification, and finally the education provider in that country. And as you can see, as each goes through the process, it's really straightforward. It's very user-friendly. It makes it as easy as possible, and a lot of the fields are kind of very pre-populated, and makes it as convenient as possible. As Sidra finishes that section, I guess the next part is the admission information. And in the admission information, you can actually just use your email address that you'll be using to apply for Engineers Ireland. In that, so Sidra, you can use your Engineers Ireland email address, and at, after this, it will ask you for your home address, and after your home address, we'll move on to the next step. So I'll just pause the recording and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we've gotten through the first step where we just finished entering Sidra's address and her date of birth. We did that off camera just to preserve some privacy. But I guess now we're at the next start of the process where it mentions who the education or the credential evaluator will be. And as you can see, it's a reputable organization. It's Educational Prospectus, and it says what the academic qualification that will be evaluated on. So there is at this point a charge of $199 US, and Sidra will be prompted to enter in the verification code. We'll do that shortly off screen, but just at the bottom it says accelerate by automatically sharing my documents. And I would really encourage anyone who's applying to do this, because it means that we in the membership team get the qualifications instantly as soon as the evaluators are completed. It saves you a step later on, and it just really fast tracks your application. So it costs you nothing extra, and it's a really great way to fast track your membership application. And then finally, the terms and conditions are agreed to. Okay, so just off screen in between the recording intermission, what we did is we just paid for the VIA application to go off, $199 US. And I guess now the next action is, you can see on the screen, the educational perspectives, the verifier will go off and they'll complete that order using the documentation that Sidra uploaded, such as a PDF. So yeah, now that we're at the end of the verified international applications process, and Sidra, seeing as you've used this for the first time, do you any questions about it or any kind of comments?
Yeah, Mihal, I think firstly, I want to say it's very fast. And because of the automatic system and the drop down menu, it's very easy to select your institution and very easy to select your qualification. It's all there. Didn't take much time. The only thing I want to ask you while we were doing the process was that the where it says the accelerate your application, does it charge you any extra to do the to do for you to go for accelerate your application?
No, so there's no additional charge for the accelerating the application, and I guess what that might do is it just make sure that it lands directly into the membership system, and it'll make sure that your application is processed even quicker. But a great question. But yeah, no extra charge. That's completely free of use, and we recommend all our applicants to tick on that box.
Yeah, that's good because it will make the whole membership process very fast and efficient in that manner if you click it and without any extra cost. Secondly, I wanted to ask you if I have more than one qualification, can I add it in the same process and I have to pay once for the whole thing, or do I have to pay for every qualification? Do I have to pay again?
So yeah, you can get multiple qualifications verified at once, and you can keep adding all your additional qualifications. But what I would say directly for the membership application is that we're primarily looking at the engineering qualifications, because I know for you, for example, that you have an MBA, and even though an MBA is an amazing qualification, for the purposes of getting membership for Engineers Ireland, we're really interested in your engineering qualifications. But you could add it, and it could be great to show your business credentials as well to employers. So yeah, that can definitely be done as well.
Yeah, I think that is a good option for all the members and the engineers that are coming in to keep that to keep their qualifications verified and just have that in their Digitary wallet for them to just use it for whatever other purposes as well, for to maybe show it to the employers. And so, is there anything left in this process now? What is the next step?
The next step is that the Digitary will write back to both you and the membership team at the same time, and then they'll use that as part of the application process. So I guess one final reminder for our applicants is that at this stage we might reach out to them if they haven't actually begun an application on our website. But what we find is that the majority will have already begun that process and might have kind of just chosen this option as a quick way of verifying their international applications. So yeah, we're complete today. And Cedra, thank you so much for supporting us and doing this. And I really appreciate you doing this. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mihal. Thank you very much.